Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to look at the process. Once someone has placed an order, what you're then going to do in order to process that order. Now, you do need to do this relatively quickly. TikTok gives you a limited amount of time in which you can do this. And the faster you do it, the higher your shop score will be and the more people TikTok will put you in front of. So it's really important that we get this right. The best way to do this is on the app. The desktop version is overly complicated for what we need. So using the Seller Center app, when you go into the Seller Center, it will tell you, I've shipped all my orders, which is annoying. Otherwise, it would tell you here, orders ready to ship, and then there'd be a little red button, and then you'd click on that and it would take you through to the orders. Now, I have unfortunately already done mine, but they'd be in arranged shipment here. And all you then do is you click on batch shipping at the bottom, you click on batch select. Obviously, I don't have any to select, but this is what you would do. Click on batch select. It's not letting me doing it because I don't have any. Makes sense, I guess. And it would then come up with pick up or drop off. Now, you can choose either you can arrange for every to pick up from your house. Now, in which case you need a printer to be able to print off the labels. I'm at some point I'm gonna get to doing this. I'm gonna get a label printer. But you can just use a printer. You can use your house printer, print off the labels and stick them on manually. That would be a ball ache for me because obviously I'm doing like 20, 30 orders at a time. You also will get to that point where you're not going to want to be printing off 20, 30 labels and sticking them on manually. But you can get a label printer. They're like 70 quid, thermal printer, to make sure you've got the right size labels for it. But also you can just drop off. So, but choose then on that next window, it says pick up or drop off. So choose what you're going to do. If you're going for drop off, you just need to find a local drop-off center. Now, there are different types of drop-off centers. There are counter drop-offs where you give them the code, and I'll show you how to get the code. You give them the code, and then they'll manually enter it, scan it, print off a label, put it on. There are some places that have their own printer. This is my preference because I just think it makes sense. It's easier. So I go to a place called Cubby Stores that has its own little printer on the end of the counter. So I can just stand there, type the codes in myself, it prints the labels off, I put it on, I hand it over, then they scan it and take it. Or you've got lockers, but the thing with lockers is most of the locker facilities don't have print facilities, so you need to have printed at home. Okay, you've got options, so just have a think about what works best for you, and then that's the option you choose, either pick up or drop off. So once you've done that, then your orders will go into the next category, which says awaiting collection. And they will all be in here. Okay, so these are my orders from last night. So what you then do, you pack each order. And once you've packed an order, at the bottom there where it says drop off, you click that. And it will come up here with a QR code and a drop off code. If you're going to drop off, I'd go for you can't, obviously, you could print that off, but then what's the point? Then you might as well print off a label. So I just write the drop-off code on the parcel so that when I get then to the drop-off center, wherever it is I'm taking it, I've got the drop-off code. Make sure you write it very carefully. You can read your own writing. It took me a while to distinguish between S's and 5s and E's and 3s and whatever. Ones. So it's always a 1, it's never an I. It's always a 0, it's never an O. That's what I've learned. So that is the drop-off code then that you just put on your parcel and take it to the drop-off center. It will then tell you what you've got in transit. So orders that are being delivered, and then you've got orders that are delivered. If they're in the delivered section, it means that they're delivered, but you haven't yet been paid. Once you've been paid, it then goes into the completed, or if it's been a return or a refund, it will go into complete as well. So those are the orders that are completely over and done with, finished. Okay. If someone does request a refund for whatever reason, that will come up again in your tasks. It will say you've got refunds, returns to respond to. You then go into returns and it will be in here and it will tell you what they're returning it for. Now, I had one yesterday that wanted a refund because her order just hasn't turned up. So I've given her a refund and I've gone to TikTok to say, you know, that's every's fault. TikTok will take that up with every. The refund won't come from me. The refund will go from every. the TikTok sorts that out. Sometimes people change their mind, they just don't want the product anymore, in which case you approve a return and refund. You don't have to approve that refund until your return has come back, until you've got the return back, you've checked it's okay, it's resellable, they haven't damaged it, then you can issue the refund. The other thing is, if you've sent them out a faulty product, now there is no reason for you to do this, okay? There's no reason. I've had I've had one person claim I sent them out a dodgy product. They said they put the nails on, they all fell off in like within 2 minutes. It's just not even true. Probably a troll, but other than that, that's not the kind of thing that we tend to get, because obviously the products are all quality tested before they even come to us. All we have to do is, I do give the box a shake, make sure the application pack is in. I have had someone that's come back to me and said she had 2 sets of nails. She didn't receive an application pack in either of them. I don't necessarily believe her, to be honest, because when she said that, I came and checked 100 boxes and they all had application packs in, and I thought it'd be weird that it was just those 2 that she happened to have, 2 different designs. However, I wasn't going to argue with her, so I just sent her out a set of tabs. Just fine, whatever. If there is an issue, you obviously are not responsible. Akora is, in which case you just email Akora, hello@akora.com, and explain to them, my customers had this order. It was it's from my order, the order number. The nail set was plum pie. There was a nail missing. Akora will then send you a replacement or a refund. So either way, you're not out of pocket here at all. The only reason you would be out of pocket would be if you sent someone the wrong nails. Just don't do that, okay? That's simple. So that's the refund and return process. And yeah, that's it for this video. Watch the next one for some tips on what to talk about when you are live.